Something from Gina at 2:52 and then the last one at 10:50. I don't have anything else. All right. We got a minute to go. Hey, you guys all ready? I got 7. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Like to call the Oglesby City Council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Here.
Udis. McDermott.
Here.
Stefani.
Here.
Curran.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. All right. First up is public comments on agenda items only. So before I open it to the floor, there was a gentleman that, oddly enough, he was here at the earlier meeting, had the meetings mixed up and asked if I would read his comments for him. So I'll do that. And this is from Anthony Olivero. His question is, my question is to you, why would the commission ever consider this? Our elected officials came up with the tree planting requirement and voted for it. We taxpayers paid a lawyer to write up this requirement. I think this is a good move by the commission. Now, if you make a concession for this business from Yorkville, Illinois, you will need to consider concessions from every other business. This is a terrible precedence to begin and set. As I look out my garage, I see 4 total trees on all of that space. I also see 6 vehicles in various states of disrepair. I want them to plant the trees so I don't have to look at a junkyard when I'm enjoying my property. I pay way too much in taxes to look at barbed wire and junk cars. Signed, Anthony Alvarado. Okay. Is there any other comments on public comment on agenda items only? Please, if you'd like to come up to the
podium.
Oh, somebody's already. Yes, sir.
Hello, Don.
Is it on?
Yes, sir.
There's 2 things on the agenda that I would like the council to really take a look at. And the first one is number 14. Place on file IMEA power sales contract extension through 2055, 20-year extension. The city of Oglesby right now has some of the lowest rates. We're projected to keep them lower. And it's a great thing for the city and the IMEA. So I urge your support for that. The second thing is number 17, I guess it's B, letter of support for the IMEA solar farm. The way that this is presently set up, I believe I'm correct, by 2030, there isn't going to be a base load plant south of I-80. That's their goal and projection. I don't think it's feasible, but I think we need to keep the lights on. It's a way to help us get through this. I know a couple of years ago, Mark did a heck of a job with load shedding. Should we get to that? The city, I know, is prepared, but we need to go ahead and get that solar project done so it'll help us out. That's all I have. I got one other thing, though. It's not on the agenda. When are you going to make the mayor accessible that an ordinary citizen can come and see it?
Thank you. That would technically be for the next public comments, but appreciate that. All right. Is there somebody else that, please, ma'am?
Good evening. My name is Angie Laibach, and I'm here representing my father, James Laibach. He's at 327 West Border Street, and I'm here to speak on the storage facility. I don't think that storage units or any commercial property belong in a residential neighborhood because it could decrease the value of the property. I do understand that the property behind my dad's house is zoned commercial and would allow storage with a special use permit. I also recognize the need for the city to bring in additional revenue. I am asking members of the city council to hold this company to the standards set by your zoning laws. If a special use permit is granted, I'm fine with reducing the parking space requirements because it makes sense that not all 180 renters would come to the storage unit at the same time. I do object to the size of the project because according to the engineer's presentation on February 21st, the scope of the project with 180 units would not allow trees to be planted on the north side of the property because of drainage problems. The engineer said that the trees could not be planted because of the size of the property. The lot size hasn't changed since the owner bought the property. If the owner wanted to build 180 storage units, he should have chosen a lot big enough to accommodate that number of units and also follow your laws. It is the job of Oglesby Storage to do its due diligence in terms of the size and scope of its projects. The tree barrier would block view of metal sheds and fencing. If Oglesby Storage is concerned about leaves, then perhaps another type of landscape material could be chosen, such as arborvitae. There were no reasons given for the tree variance at the February meeting in terms of topography, hardship on the property owner, or safety to warrant this variance. The Zoning Board of Appeals voted to deny the variance request. The variance is being sought for financial gain only. This company has shown that it does not operate in good faith, hence doing work on the property without proper permits. I hope they were fined for this infraction. Zoning laws are put in place to protect all property owners. Residents on Porter and Florence Street have been paying real estate taxes for many years and deserve the respect of this council to follow the zoning laws adopted by the city of Oglesby. So when you vote today, I want you to ask yourselves, are you voting to protect the property values of all Oglesby residents, or is your vote all about the money? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other topics for conversation on public comment on agenda items only?
My fellow neighbors are going to bunker, I think, I'm not sure. Hi, I'm Tom Lane, I live at 341 West Border, and 2 doors down from Angie's father, who's lived there forever, and we've lived there since, 2011. And it's a great neighborhood, great people. And the field behind it right now, obviously, is a business field. We've used it. We've trespassed, okay, through the years with our kids. And it's been fun. We understand. You got to move on. But after the zoning meeting last week, and let me ask, did you guys have seen this presentation by these folks, the Champlain
I
people?
did.
I know you did last week.
Yes, sir.
Does the rest of the council see it at all?
I didn't see it.
You haven't seen it yet?
I've
Okay.
seen the plans and
The
designs.
plans, but you haven't seen it because it's a good presentation. It is very detailed what they've done. And I think he's put a lot of work into it, Frank has. At the same time, there are concerns of having a good business local owner. And an owner that's a good businessman and he's good neighbor. And that's where my concerns come in, is saying, you know what? You can own a business, I don't care if you're from Mars, but you got to be a good neighbor to the people in the community, especially if you're not in the community on a regular basis. And what I heard last week at the zoning meeting 2 weeks ago was it's going to be manned. It's not going to be manned 261 days a year, but twice a week, basically. And there's going to be somebody on site to keep an eye on it. And we went through some of the concerns last meeting, zoning meeting, talking about some of the issues that were already there. Now Grant's taking care of them. That's fantastic. We'll continue to do that. But there's some other issues that are going to come up once this becomes a storage facility. And some of the things I found out when I went around to some of these other storage facilities in the area, I did my due diligence the best I could. And I asked these workers that are at these units, facilities that actually man their units 8 to 5 days a week. And I asked them, I said, if somebody was doing this in your community, what would your concerns be? Top 3 concerns. And one of them was, the number one was tenants come and when they find time to discard what they don't want anymore in their units, they take that and they don't discard it properly. Most of the time they discard it over the fence onto private property. And I took pictures to prove it, so if anyone wants to see them, or go to these other units, you'll find out for yourself that there is garbage in the fields. I found what did I find? A grill, a bicycle, clothes, just laying there. So that does happen. Now, we could put guards in, safeguards in, so Grant and his business owners, investors can't really do that. Maybe be fined, the tenant be fined. But it should be something that should be concerning you folks. And then the other concern I have is the two entrances and exits. It's 24/7 from what I understand. And that means that people could be coming and going down a private alleyway, or excuse me, a public alleyway that residents use. And so at any 1 hour of the night, someone could be unloading a huge U-Haul in a private alleyway going in and out at any time, making noise, all that stuff. And eventually gonna tear down that alleyway. It's gonna need maintenance. And the city's gonna pay for it, taxes are gonna go up, things like that. So that's a concern of mine. And that second entrance that they're proposing or exit is coming out into the residential area right there on Porter Street. And one of the concerns that the people, when I talked to them about it, these other units, was that they usually like to have it with 24/7 cameras. They want people coming and going from the same entrance and exit. So it's easier to track them on camera. So you know who's coming and going at all times. And with a 24/7 unit, you've got an exit on the side into residential, an entrance on the side into residential, and the key card campaign. And then you got an exit out onto Columbia Street into the business area. Now granted, this will be all well lit, there'll be security and all that stuff, but more entrances, more exits, more issues, more concerns. Those are my concerns as a neighbor and a citizen here. I hope you guys take that into consideration. I hope you take a look at the video. And I wish him luck. I hope he's successful. I hope it works out. But again, good business neighbor is my thought. Thank you.
Appreciate those comments. Any other comments? Seeing none, move on. Number 5, approve minutes from the February 2024 City Council meeting and executive session. I believe there was some changes made to them. Is there anybody have any questions, concerns, modifications or anything like that? If not, if I can get a motion to approve.
City council meeting and executive session.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Udis. McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 6, approve bills as presented for payment in the amount of $198,387.24. Any additions, questions, concerns, or can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 7, approve February 29th, 2024 payroll in the amount of $81,851.03. Any questions, concerns, additions, or changes? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the payroll.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 8, send proposed text amendments to the Plan Commission for review and recommendations. Stefanelli.
So for the council's information, I'd like to send these items to the Planning Commission for language clarification and addition to the Land Development Code. The other item that I'd like for them to review and consider is the suggested revision of applicable codes in accordance with the recommended code cycle
Right.
adoption. We're due to do that. Right now, we're working off of 2018, and 2020 would have been the next one where you skip a cycle, and then 2022 is when you're supposed to review it and see how it applies to your community and if there's anything that we need to do on our end so that it's unique to us and that it meets our needs.
Obviously, we've talked about the sidewalk escrow, the certificate of occupancy, and the complete set of plans before and stuff like that. I think those are all great things. The one that's kind of new to me on here, though, is vacation rentals with clearly defined provisions. Is that trying to refer to Airbnb or something like that?
That would be vacation rentals, yep.
Okay, because that has been talked about in the past, and the conversation did not necessarily go over well. In all fairness, we have never really talked about that at our council level, but I just want to make sure that it's clear what we're talking about here. I don't mind entering into the conversation, but just so you're aware that has been brought up several times before, that went over like a lead balloon, so.
Well, here's the thing. This is why the planning commission is involved. There's residents on that board. They can speak their mind about it, and then that gives us some guidance on how we need to make the decision. In the meantime, if we don't talk about it at all, then, it doesn't do anybody any service.
No.
These towns around us are gonna receive
take
income from it
advantage of
and
it.
make money off of it, and we're gonna be missing the boat. So depending on what the planning commission feels about it, they can take it up and discuss it. And I'm happy to help out however I can with it, and we go from there.
I would
That way
agree.
They give us
I
their
would agree with that.
recommendation.
Our plan commission's been quite busy lately with a lot of things, a lot of different opportunities, which is a good thing. So I'm on board with that. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
I'm all for it.
If we can get a motion to send it to the plan commission.
I'll make a motion to send those items to the planning commission.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Number 9, place on file recommendations from the zoning board of appeals regards to Oglesby Storage LLC variance request. First one is section 14.46.05B, which requires the planting of trees within the transition yard along the northern perimeter of the development adjacent to the alley. Second one is section 14.05020DB, which requires a minimum of 24-foot drive lane width. I think that's supposed to say 29. Is that,
24.
It's 24.
okay, I thought the
24.
problem was that they, oh, because I remember there was a
20.
difference in,
So it's 20, rather than 24.
request was reduced from 20 to 15.
okay, I remember there was like a 5, yeah, there was a 5-foot, okay, all right. Any discussion
Thanks,
about that?
Jim.
I know we're just placing it on file right now. The next discussion, do you want to vote to place it on file, or do you want to talk about it now?
I mean, I think the action is to place it on file, so that's a
Okay.
formality that we have to do.
Can I get a
So
motion to place
I
on
will-
file?
I will make a motion to place it on file.
Can I get a second? Roll call, please.
Okay.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye, okay, so they're on file now. Number 10 is to approve, deny Oglesby Storage LLC variance request. I don't have a name on, did you want to talk about this at all? I can talk about it. So both of the variances came back as the recommendation was to deny both of them. Any discussion we want to do about that at all here? Any concerns on that?
Well, I think we heard from the public and their comments is that we deny it. We agree with the.
I mean, I'll
variance
tell you what my
boards.
position is before we even vote on it. I mean, if the zoning board recommends that we deny it, it's kind of hard to
Absolutely.
go against them. I mean, there'd have to be some kind of overwhelming scenario for us to go against that. If that's what they recommended, then I'm inclined to go with the zoning board's recommendation, and that's my position on it.
I tend to agree with that idea. We have these boards for a reason. I mean, they look at the weeds, they really get down there and look at that. To me, there would have to be something relatively extraordinary for us to want to go against that. So when it comes to the tree planting thing, I think everybody was unanimous and on board. I know even though the vote was done, it was done as a combined vote with the drive lane. I think there was some wiggle room with that. I did have an opportunity to talk with the owner and explain that to him about why we feel the trees is there, because it is one of those good separations between the residential and a special use commercial property. So I think that should be adhered to. The drive lane thing could be modified or something like that, but I think the goal is that they're going to come and take a look at some design plans and then come back to us to take a look at some stuff. So any other comments, questions on that?
Well, I think we should agree with the board's decision.
Yeah, and I mean,
hands down.
I don't want to discourage business or anything
No,
else.
we
I'm just
don't want
saying
to.
that, if this is what the zoning board came back to us with, it's not that we're saying no, that we don't want business. It's just that we have to respect what's in place there. Otherwise, there's no sense in having these rules. So
Right.
Yeah, I probably should have had these done.
I
in
think
different-
there's room to be worked with.
Yeah, I probably should have these done in a different order to explain that, because the next thing is to talk about what the plan commission is, and the plan commission isn't necessarily for it. So if there's no other further discussions, if we can get a motion then,
I'll make a motion that we deny.
Second.
roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 11, place on file the recommendations from the Plan Commission in regards to Oglesby Storage LLC, special use permit mini warehouses in a B2 zone. This is just placing those files on placing those recommendations on file. Any questions, concerns on that?
I'll make a motion to place on file.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. All right. Number 12, approve, deny special use request from the Oglesby Storage LLC. So what this essentially is about is it is zoned B2 commercial. If you look at the zoning requirements for that, what it is for it to be for a mini storage, it is authorized, but it has to be a special use permit. So this is what this is requesting. The zoning board did talk about it. It was used as a storage location in the past, and before that, it was even, I believe, a lumberyard. So the recommendation that they had was that we approve the special use for it. Any questions, comments, concerns over that?
Now let's just do it by the book.
I mean, again, it's the same. I'm going to use the same standard as far as my vote goes with it. If that's what they came back with and that's their recommendation, this is a board that consists of residents from this community. If that's what they want, then I'm inclined to go with them.
So just to explain
They
with the
did an
residents,
awesome
what we're
job.
looking to do here is we're approving what the plan commission recommend, that this kind of business can come here, use it for that purpose. But what was denied today was their variances specifically for like their site plan and everything like that. So there's no other further questions on that. If I can get a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
Udis. McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 13, raffle license permit for Oglesby Ambulance Association. You do good things for us. I don't think there's any
Absolutely.
questions, concerns over that.
I'm happy to make a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 14, place on file IMEA Power Sales Contract Extension through 2055, 20-year extension. Doesn't have an attribution on it, but I believe, Baldridge, did you want to talk about this?
Yeah, as has been stated, the IMEA is a great service for the city of Oglesby. They give us way better prices as compared to Ameren and ComEd. Everything I've seen with them has been favorable for the taxpayers and citizens of Oglesby. Right now, we're still under the agreement from 2000 and, when was it? 1990, I believe, is when they initialized this, initiated it. The contract then was for 45 years. It's not due again until 2035. But in order for this IMEA to be able to keep the power sales contracts and know who they have for customers and everything, they're asking that we go ahead and add to the contract, which would put it to beyond 2035, and be a 20-year contract to 2055. The current power sales contract is set to expire on 2035. In order to plan for and ensure the resources are in place to continue meeting your community's long and short-term power and energy needs at favorable prices, and to continue meeting the obligations imposed on the city as a load-serving entity by the regional transmission organization that controls the region where your community is located, IMEA is requesting that the city, as well as the other IMEA participating members, continue its relationship as an all requirements purchaser from IMEA beyond September 30th, 2035 by approving and executing a new power sales contract with IMEA. Tonight, we're just asking to place that on file.
I think we talked about this in the past. If they wanted to come make a presentation, they came and talked about the solar field, and we mentioned that. I don't know if it's necessary that they have to come to it. I know a lot of stuff they're going to talk about is probably relatively dry, but having a conversation with their CEO when I was out at the rally with him, he really believes he wants to go around to all the cities that are part of the IMEA and have an opportunity to explain that to people. And I think there is value there. Everything Rich just said. We have a fantastic deal right now with everything with our power that we have, and that's because they have their contract time for when they can purchase power and their obligations that they have a lot of access to that. So extending this contract time will mean that they'll have more capabilities and longer capabilities to provide that for us. I know it's probably going to be a dry presentation, but I think there'd be value in them coming down and having an opportunity to speak to us about that. But this is just placing it on file for right now. So
Yeah.
any other questions, concerns?
Make a motion to place on file the IMEA power sales contract extension through 2055.
And I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani,
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 15, authorize mayor to enter into easement agreements with Bootsy Unisem for water, sewer, and storm sewer near the dry bridge and wastewater and storm water related to work on the proposed wastewater treatment plant. McDermott.
Okay, guys, this is standard process. We're requesting the mayor to authorize the agreement. It's basically cut and dried. We need this for the water sewer treatment
Yeah.
under the bridge and everything. Anybody got any questions?
The only thing that's a little odd about the wording here is because it says authorized mayor. I asked, I'm like, why is that? Normally, we would just
Standard procedure.
approve the easement agreement. The reason for it is because we already went out for bid for it and we're waiting for the easements to come in. I think the idea was
That's
we
correct.
didn't want to wait until another council meeting. At the moment that comes back,
Right.
we would just sign the easement agreement for it.
It's standard.
Any questions, concerns? I get a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion that we approve the authorization for the mayor to enter into easement agreements with Bootsy for water, sewer, and storm sewer near the dry bridge and wastewater treatment and storm water related to work at the proposed wastewater treatment plant.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Number 16, explore OSLAD, ITEP, and housing rehabilitation grant opportunities. Baldridge.
Yes, I'm sure most of you have seen, a lot of the local communities have gotten grants, and that was one of the things I ran on, wanting to get some of that money to help our city too. It's free money out there, as far as I'm concerned. We had a couple conversations, Commissioner McDermott and I, with the NCICG, and we would like to proceed in utilizing them a little bit more. They gave us some great ideas and opportunities with an OSLAD grant, which would be for the parks, an ITEP grant, which would allow us to possibly look at our downtown area and make some major improvements. And then there was a really nice one that I saw, the housing rehabilitation grant opportunity, which I believe we would donate around $5,000 to it and have the opportunity to get $650,000 for
That's
low-income, disabled, and
Elderly.
elderly people. So that,
Elderly senior
if you get up to
citizen.
$60,000 per address, we would have to start taking people's recommendations now to find recipients of that. But I think it's a great opportunity for our city, and I would like to go ahead and explore that further if the council will allow.
It's an absolutely great process and it's a good deal.
Oh, good stuff.
It'll help the city.
Yeah, I mean, for the residents' knowledge, I mean, this is something where, I'm happy to help you, Rich. It's anytime that we can get outside money coming in, that's a great thing. I mean, there's an expectation that we're going to have to spend some of our money as well, but if we can secure some of these grants, that definitely allows us to do some good things around the city and put some shovels in the dirt and things that I think people would really be happy with.
This will
So,
actually help the actual neighbors that need help with their homes as well. And that's a step in the right direction. Everybody's a
They are
neighbor.
willing. We're looking to have them come and give some presentations as well in the future here. They're just not available right now. But
Do you need a motion for this, or is this just kind of informing us, or? Okay. Would you like to make a
to
motion?
make a motion to explore the OSLAD, ITEP, and housing rehabilitation grant opportunities.
And I will definitely second that.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
aye.
Kern.
Number 17, old business, engineering agreements with Chamlins and Associates. McDermott.
Okay, sorry, guys. This is an engineering agreement we have 4 opportunities that we need to get approved. If you guys have any questions, I can let Ross or Jim come up to the podium. They're the experts. If anybody does have any questions.
I did have one comment. I put out some information at the last meeting that I was not entirely accurate with.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, it's all right. Durant Street, I was under the impression that we had full design plans for Durant Street. Apparently, we do not have full design plans for that. That was just an engineering estimate. The only other ones that we have full design engineered plans for right now is the water main under the dry bridge, which we just went out for bid for, and then North School Avenue, which we've been trying to get a grant for with Duckworth or something like that. So there really is only one active one left on that. So it does change my opinion a little bit on it, though. If you believe we need all 4 of these, I
Yeah, we do.
completely agree that we need to have one. So the reason I thought the Durant one was important is because that's in the low to moderate income area. If we ever get the opportunity to be shovel ready for a community block development grant, If we don't have one in the low to moderate income area, it's very important that at least one of those we get. And then the other one with the asbestos
There is
line,
one of the four that is in the low income.
and then the asbestos line, just because we don't have a current engineering one like that come up. Right now, they're pushing a lot of things for lead line opportunities. So if something like this comes up, it probably would be a good thing. I do think we need at least 2 of those engineering agreements probably done in those areas. If you tell me we need all 4, though, I'm on support.
No, we're gonna need all 4. If there's any more questions, I'd like to make a motion that we approve.
Any question?
Second.
Motion second. Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Next item is letter of support for IMEA solar farm. We talked about this last time. I think there was some, Commissioner Baldridge had a couple concerns about some legal issues, but Pat, is that correct, that that's been resolved now?
I took the liberty to go discuss with Boozy Unison today. This property has a restricted land use agreement between Boozy Unison and the city of Oglesby, created in around 2003. After the meeting with them today, they have agreed to allow us to place a solar field in the projected area as long as we send them a request for narrow variance to allow for a solar farm. They also require the lot size and location to be included, and we suggested it to be completed by the end of 3 weeks, as the gentleman in charge will be retiring at that time.
In my opinion, Rich, the existing restriction does not prohibit this. It says it can be used for any municipal use. I think the construction of a municipal solar field to serve your customer load falls within that restriction. But if they want something in writing that they want to call a variance, even though one isn't
Yeah.
necessary, I could certainly put something together, but I don't think it's necessary.
Well, I believe it originally was to be a soccer field or baseball diamonds. Is that correct?
Yeah, we said that when they initially gave the property, that they were under the impression that it would be for soccer field.
Can you speak up?
Originally, I thought that they were to have a soccer field and baseball diamonds on that. And Rich was confirming that.
So the only thing that's interesting about this is, now granted, I was part of it before when we were very close to actually having this thing constructed. Bootsy was part of the conversation. None of this ever came up before with this. The part Bootsy had the conversation for was the vendor company at that point in time. They wanted to get an easement to have access to Hall Road, which is that private road that goes back there, for to be able to put down, lay down equipment and stuff like that. So it's interesting that there was conversations with them. I don't know, maybe they just weren't aware of this item or something like that, but that never came up in the past though. But you believe it's resolved now though?
Sounds like. Rich
Well,
has
it
it all, yeah.
Sounds like they need in writing.
Okay. Well, again, this doesn't do anything really to approve anything. I'm not even actually sure how many of the old agreements are going to have to get redone. They might even have all of them, because there was 3 agreements before. There was reciprocal agreements between the vendor, IMEA, and us, and the and so the one between the IMEA and us, obviously that still stands, but I'm not sure if the vendor was mentioned. If the vendor was mentioned by name in that agreement, then we
They're all
probably
gonna have to be updated just because all the dates and everything are outdated now.
Well, I
So-
agree with Rich. I think we need to go ahead and let's get the paperwork done. Cross the T's, dot the I's, make everybody happy.
Well, remember, all this letter does is just tell the IMEA, yes, the city is still interested and wanting to pursue this, because right now they're still trying to find that vendor. And I don't think this is secretive
Kevin
information.
told me in Washington, he thought that would be resolved in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He said they were very close.
With the vendor that
A
we're thinking,
Specific vendor, yes.
we're not supposed to let that vendor know the name. Oh,
Well,
okay.
wait.
I'm excited about the vendor.
For the city's end of it, we're not under the gun with time, are we?
No.
If they haven't even identified the vendor yet?
No,
Okay.
When we did this with Sol, that's why this was so disheartening when Sol pulled out of the and the IMEA. If you look at, I'm not bringing anything up that's not public. If you look at the IMEA talking about this in their public meetings, it is very disheartening. Sol pulled out of a lot. I think it was 3 cities that they were looking to have the vendor with, and they pulled out of all 3 at the
The
last minute,
same 3 that are up now.
after we put an incredible amount of time and effort in trying to get this done. It was very unfortunate. So all this is just a letter of support, tell them that we're still interested.
I had a meeting with IMEA today.
Yeah.
They had no problem with us pushing this off and allowing us to get that. So we're not a big gun at all by any means. So
I
I'd
had-
look to table the letter of support.
Who did,
till the next meeting.
who did you hear that from? Because I heard from the CEO that they would like to get this letter.
I understand they would like to. They said today, I asked if I would be sabotaging this if I were to ask to have it tabled. They
Could
said
speak into the microphone so we could hear.
They're having
Really?
problems hearing us, guys, apparently.
Well, but one of the things that got changed is we tried to reduce some of the reverb here. Maybe that's something we'll talk about in the future. about
Here, I
getting
can go
a letter.
turn it up. It's not a problem.
Okay, if you could, that'd be great. One of the things that we chatted about in the past was when we initially put the speaker system in, that it was to make sure that people in the back could hear everything. If that's not working that well, we'll have to look at that and how we can do better about that.
Rich.
Can you hear
we
us
wanna
now?
Table this
I think
also.
it's just with Rich.
Is his, oh, your mic's off.
Testing.
We're gonna test it out.
No, I'm sure it would.
Okay.
Hold the mic closer, Rich. Speak up.
We found out the technical problem. The mic was off.
Use your outside. voice.
Okay. Pat, did you have a different, I don't have a problem holding off if that is the case, but the impression I had from the CEO is that they wanted this letter.
Well, that was my impression too, but Rich talked to him today.
If you have new information, I
I
have to
spoke
go
to
with
Mike
that.
Jennen before I came here too. He
Okay,
said 2 weeks would be fine.
then I think that's.
And I'll go on record to say that I will support this. If all of our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed and our due diligence is done, and we're not on a time constraint right at the moment, I will support this. So if we need to hold off for another 2 weeks, we've been holding off since 2018, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think another 2 weeks is gonna,
Yeah, let's do it right.
All right.
let's
if,
do it
uh,
right. Exactly.
Based on the new
Yeah.
information.
I'd like to make a motion to table the letter of support for the IMEA solar farm.
And I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Number 18, new business. I don't believe we have any items here. Number 19, public comments over any topic. Seeing that there are none. Commissioner reports, Commissioner Stefanelli.
All right. I'd like to start off by recognizing the St. Bede girls basketball team for their accomplishments. My wife is a St. Bede alumni, so they are held in high regard in my household. So I just want to give them their kudos and their props. And I have nothing but good things to say about the St. Bede girls basketball team. I want to congratulate Gary Grosenbach on his retirement and recognize the great work and professional service that he has performed at Grosenbach Auto Repair on Columbia Street. Gary's a total gentleman and a great guy, and the business will be sorely missed. While we'll miss the business, I wish Gary all the best after the many hard years of work. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner McDermott.
All right, I'd like to report that the asbestos covering lines in the wastewater treatment plant has been removed. That's a good thing, guys. Thank you for your support on that. I will be going to a conference to talk about Clark Street and Hickory. We're on the move with it, and hopefully we'll get this project done. Thank you, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Baldridge.
Yeah, as I said, Commissioner McDermott and I both had conversations with the NCICG. I'm really hopeful for those grants and look forward to working with them. We have a letter here from the Oswego Public Schools. So thank you to the Oswego Parks and Recreation Department. On behalf of Lincoln School, thank you for allowing our students to come to the Dickinson House for bowling on Friday, February 23rd. Our students had a great time. It was perfect culmination to their bowling unit. Students were able to put their learning into action by practicing with real bowling balls and pins and keeping score. A special thank you to JP Rose for helping organize the day, and a big thank you to Rich Watts for helping each group have a great experience at the bowling alley. We value the partnership we have with the city, and we look forward to future opportunities to partner with the city for the benefit of the kids in our community in school. Thank you to them for sending that, and that's
you.
all I have.
Yes.
All right. Thank you much. I got a couple items. The first item is there is a $1,000 IMEA scholarship. Unfortunately, we didn't get it on the city's page here too recently. Unfortunately, March 8th is the deadline to that. I know that's coming up, but it is only a 500-word essay. So if you have seniors in your house that are college bound, a great opportunity there. Details are on the city's Facebook page for that. Second thing is, I know the last couple meetings, I've talked a lot about volunteerism and stuff. I won't go over that. This will be the last meeting I beat that up for a bit. If you did look at the back of your newsletter, there was a lot of explanations of a lot of great organizations that we have in Oglesby here that really could use some help and some more volunteers for. The last thing I want to talk about volunteerism is a program. I had an opportunity to go meet with the Chamber of Commerce here, and they had a presentation with the board for CASA. If you don't know what CASA is, I feel there's value in me talking about it. A lot of these other organizations that you see on like the back of the newsletter, there is great recognition opportunities for them. Obviously, we know about all the great things with basketball, baseball, the various organizations we see. You see these kinds of things, but CASA, that stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. This is a program it's very hard to get recognition for because you're dealing with children that needed issues with either special needs, safety, something with the court. I talked to the LaSalle County CASA. They have 30 active cases in the county, and they need advocates to be able to fill for 100. So if you really want to make a difference in people's lives, my plug for being a CASA advocate. Because you're not going to get recognition for that kind of stuff because you're dealing with private lives of children. So next item I got is military banners are back this year. So if you have any military yourself or your loved ones or something like that, please come down to City Hall and sign up for that. Want to promote 2 new events that we have this year. One of them is Bark in the Park, May 25th. There's going to be all kinds of different events down there for that. There's going to be Frisbee Dog Show, Canine Search and Rescue Demonstration, and goodie bags for the first 100 people. So please check that out. One of the second items that we're coming up new with is the Taylor Swift Epic Laser Light Dance Party, June 8th. That is going to basically be the week before our Fun Fest. It's one of our opportunities that we're trying to extend out to find more teenage type events and stuff like that. So should be great. The last item I have is I'd like to thank Congresswoman Lauren Underwood and Representative Lance Yednock, Commissioner McDermott. We had a meeting today.
Thank you.
I appreciate her taking the time. I know she's very busy with everything that you see in the news right now back in DC. I did miss her when I was there. Unfortunately, I didn't see her there. I saw one of her staffers. And I will say I was very impressed that they knew quite a bit about our issues that we've been talking about here with our wastewater treatment plant. So coming out today, we talked a lot of things about some solutions and looking for some funding opportunities. So I feel very hopeful that we're going to be able to see if we can get some help with that regards. That is all I have. Next item is executive session. Unfortunately, Terry's not here today.
I think we could still go in there and
We
take
can
it
talk
up.
about- we can talk about the details of it. I know the general consensus of it, but I don't have the details. Okay.
Your events that you announced before we actually
Sure.
adjourn
Right.
and the video, I can put them up on the big screens
Oh, if you want,
for
that'd be
anybody at home. They can.
Yeah, let's go ahead. and
That'd be
do
great.
that.
Do you want to do that now, or do you want to do
You
that
can-
at the end of the meeting?
You can put it up. You can just put it
do
up
it
now.
now.
Leave it there. I got to read this whole.
I have to go plug it in.
I got to read the spiel anyways. So,
Okay.
okay. First one is executive session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, 5 ILCS 120/2C1, and litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent. 5 ILCS 120/2C11. Can I get a motion to go into executive session for those items?
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott.
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Okay, we do have one item, as you can see on the agenda, that we're going to talk about that may have some stuff for an action item afterwards. Oh, there's a delay or something.
Okay, so here's your Bark in the Park,
Yeah.
and here's your Taylor Swift.
Epic.
Okay.
Oh, I guess that is information. I thought the Taylor Swift dance party was happening down at Lehigh.
No, at Seneca Square.
Oh, I thought we were doing it Lehigh. Okay.
We need to be able to fence in the area.
Okay. That isn't, I didn't know that. Okay, all right. Well, that's it. Now we're in closed session. Thank you, everybody.
What do you want to listen to? You want Taylor Swift?
Yes, give them Taylor Swift.
Jazz. Do jazz. Easy listening jazz. Do we do okay?
What do you feel like listening to? I like your jazz. You like the jazz? We're going with the jazz. Hopefully.
And I remember it wasn't on the menu, and I'm like, can you get some of them? And they're like, well. I like it.
Cause I logged in. I signed out that, so I don't know what the problem is.
They're locked in there.
Still in trouble, Tony?
You're done.
That's presentation all I can give around here.
It's all good. Yeah.
Can I make a motion?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Sign seat for Tom.
Hey, you know,
All right. Everybody here. All right.
Turn your mic on.
Going back into open session, roll call, please.
Baldridge,
here.
McDermott,
Here,
Stefani.
Here.
Kern.
Here. Number 23, approve buyback of vacation time for ambulance director. Edis is not here. We had a
I'll make a
discussion.
motion that we,
You want to give any
Approve.
details about it?
you can, go ahead.
So one of the concerns is our ambulance director has not been able to, she's been understaffed and has not been able to use a lot of her vacation time. She's a fantastic director. So we're looking at it as an option to simply buy back her vacation time. Any questions, concerns over that?
I,
Get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
And I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. Number 24, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.
To adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Baldridge.
Aye.
McDermott,
Aye.
Stefani.
Aye.
Kern.
Aye. We're adjourned.
So, Rich, that consent I should get to you to get to Buzzy, or
Yeah.
is it gonna be signed by the same guy that's signing the easements?
Yeah.
The guy in Indiana?
Possibly, is he retired? Is he the one that's going? She said he had 3
I
weeks
didn't know
retired.
the guy